It's so good to be back doing the talk this morning. I'm glad to be here. I feel like I haven't done a talk in over a month, and I haven't. So that's why I must feel that way. And I wanted to stop for a moment and talk about the war, the invasion of Ukraine, because I haven't had a chance to talk about that with you. And I know it's heavy on your hearts, heavy on your minds. And I'm so glad that I picked gratitude to talk about today. And I think that David Trolley's choice of music was just so appropriate because we hold in our hearts, we become thankful for, we become grateful for those things that we can't even see. And so it's hard to see peace in Ukraine. It's hard to see authoritarianism back off, but we hold that in our minds and in our hearts. We see it and we give thanks in advance for peace. Not only peace in Ukraine, but in the world. Last night, I had the pleasure of attending the California Symphony as an usher at the Lesher Center. California Symphony is beautiful, and they had a wonderful program. It was French Impressionist music, and it was really delightful, Debussy and several others, but they opened with the Ukrainian national anthem. And I wanted to read the words to you to the Ukrainian national anthem in English this morning. So we stand up tall. We don't have to stand up on here, but we sit up erect and we stand for the people of Ukraine. We stand for their courage. We stand for their ability to see peace in the midst of war. The Ukrainian national anthem was formally adopted less than 3 decades ago, following the country's independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. And their national anthem reads, "The glory and freedom of Ukraine has not yet perished. Luck will still smile on us, brother Ukrainians. Our enemies will die as the dew does in the sunshine. And we, too, brothers, will live happily in our land. We'll not spare either our souls or bodies to get freedom, and will prove that we are brothers. We are brothers, are of Cossack kin." And so as they spare neither souls nor bodies to get freedom, we hold them in our hearts. We hold the people of Ukraine in our hearts and minds. We pray for peace. We see them engulfed in love. Each and every one that's left Ukraine already, we see the refugees safe with a place to sleep and food to eat. We see all the children safe. And we vision the country rebuilt in our mind. Thank you, God, for the people of Ukraine. Thank you. I keep having to remind myself in the midst of all this, of all the things that I'm grateful for in this human experience. It's not easy. It's been a full 2 years here at Unity Center of Davis. We've been through a lot together, and we continue moving through a lot together, and we'll move through this time together as well. You know, we've been talking a lot about stepping back from the moment and hearing and seeing differently when we were with Martha Creek. Linda Martellowitz has told us that we were 100% whole, always as a spiritual being having a human experience, that no matter what was happening in this human experience, we are 100% whole. And the best way for us to know compassion and kindness and empathy is to practice them on ourselves, to be kind to ourselves, to be empathetic, to be compassionate. So, you know, I was driving to the gym the other day, and now, for years, I've always gotten, I told this story to some people the other day, but I always got off the freeway at the 680 interchange where Willow Pass Road is. And for years, I've done that. I used to work on that street, and there's always someone on the corner there begging for money with signs, homeless signs. Sometimes they put up little accoutrements, but last week on Tuesday when I went, I was getting off in there, standing on the corner was a woman with a sign, and next to her was a baby carriage with a child in it. And there was a sign that said, "I'm homeless and my children and I have no food." And I saw this as I drove past and turned the corner, and I began to beat myself up for not stopping, for not taking a 20 out of my pocket and giving it to her, for not going to the grocery store and getting food and bringing it back. And then I remembered to be kind to myself, that I just put a check in the mail for the Meals on Wheels. I do it every month. That I just donated here, that I just donated there. And it's hard for me to decide who on the street to give money to, because there's so many people on the street asking for money. So I have to be kind to myself in the midst of all this as well. If I could walk around all day just giving money to people, but I have a few other things to do, and I have another way to take care of that. So I was kind to myself. I said, you give, you feed people who need food, you feed children who need food. And so be kind to yourself. So I want to say to you once again, be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Be gentle with yourself in the midst of everything that's going on. See peace, be love, be grateful. Be grateful. I've got a couple of steps for you today. Matter of fact, I have 7 of them that I want to share with you, that you can just pick one. If everybody will just pick one today and do it, why, we'll all have a great day, and you can pick another one tomorrow. And if you want them, I'll send them to you. But you know, gratitude is powerful. Building your sense of thankfulness the Buddhist way, it's powerful. It's very powerful. Gratitude is a virtue that has been promoted by the world's greatest religions. Science is confirming that those who are consistently expressing gratitude are happier and healthier. Researchers Stephen Yoshimura and Cassandra Berzins explored the connection between expressing gratitude and psychological and physical well-being, concluding this: gratitude consistently associates with many positive social, psychological, and healthy states, such as an increased likelihood of helping others, optimism, exercise, and reduced reports of physical symptoms. It's so funny that when I become grateful, my arthritis attack starts to settle down. It really does. When I become grateful, the pain in my second finger joint begins to settle down. It just takes a little gratitude to cure everything. And the first trick that I'm going to share with you is a great one. It's so easy, you can do it. It's be grateful for nothing. Be grateful for nothing. How easy is that? Be aware of the fact that unfortunate events did not come into your life. And be grateful. You didn't become employed over the last 2 years. Well, maybe some of you did, but others did. And you didn't get sick like many others. And you didn't lose good friends over political differences. Well, some of us may have, but others didn't. And hopefully you didn't get an illness, a diagnosis of a life-threatening illness like many others did. And you don't live in a war zone like many others do right now. And you're not starving and suffering from famine like many others. And boy, are there a lot out there starving from famine right now. Buddhist writer Greg Kretsch asked this critical question: when was the last time you felt grateful because nothing happened? When was it? He adds this: nobody crashed into your car on the way home from work, the electricity didn't go out, you didn't wake up with a toothache, you didn't have a heart attack, nobody shot at you or robbed your home while you were gone. And for all of you that are on this event this morning, you were able to get on Zoom with the link that you have. Be grateful for that. I'm grateful. I was grateful this morning when Zoom logged me off, when David Trolley froze, and I'm there. Oh, well, it's my turn next. I have to get back on, that I automatically came back on without doing a thing. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. I'm a little more together right this second than I would have been if I had to go and get myself back on Zoom. Be grateful for nothing. Number 2, make gratitude your central spiritual practice. Jeff Wilson is an ordained Jeff Wilson is an ordained teacher in the tradition of Shin Buddhism and a professor of religious studies and East Asian studies at the University of Waterloo. Dr. Wilson says that when he speaks at various Buddhist temples and gatherings in North America, he is commonly asked, "So what is your practice?" His answer surprises people. He says this: "As a Shin Buddhist, my primary practice isn't meditation, isn't sutra study, isn't ritual or precepts. All of these can be valuable, of course, but in Shin Buddhism, our main focus is the practice of gratitude." This sets us apart from many other Buddhists. We don't practice to achieve anything. Not enlightenment, not good karma, not a favorable rebirth or material rewards. Shin Buddhism practices simply to give thanks for what we have received. It's a small shift in one's perspective, but when pursued, it can be transformative. Every circumstance, no matter how complex, how challenging, and how frustrating, contains a positive seed that should be nurtured. It's true, really. When you think back on it, we find those positive seeds on those circumstances in hindsight. Oh, well, it's a good thing that happened. I have this now, or I'm that, or I'm safe. But if we could just see it and be grateful for it in the moment, it will make our day a better day. It will make our human experience a better experience. All right, tip number 3, grab onto something and hold on. This is the big one. Are you ready? Hold on. Number 3, appreciate irritating people. Wow, everybody's smiling. We have to practice this one, don't we? Appreciate irritating people. Atisha, who was with us from 980 to 1050 CE, the great Indian Buddhist sage who brought Buddhism to Tibet, famously taught through short, simple slogans. One of these is be grateful to everyone. He specifically had in mind those individuals who are highly irritating and who bring out the worst in those around them. Commenting on that slogan, Judy Leaf says this: conventional gratitude is based on distinguishing what we like from what we do not, good fortune from bad fortune, success from failure, opportunities from obstacles. But what about all the obstacles, unpleasant people, and difficulties in our life? What about them? According to this slogan, we should be especially grateful for having to deal with annoying people and difficult situations. Because without them, how could we practice patience, exertion, mindfulness, loving kindness, or compassion? How could we? It is by dealing with such challenges that we grow and develop. So we should be very grateful to have them. So let's become grateful for annoying, irritable, and unpleasant people and things. I'm going to take that one as my practice. I need work on that one, and I'm going to take it. Next, they get better. They get easier. And this is one of my favorites, actually. Become highly responsive to kindness received. Become highly responsive to kindness received. Receive, first of all. Can you be a grateful receiver? That can be hard. Oh, no, thank you. You did a fabulous job on that talk, Reverend Rich. Oh, thank you. You don't have to say that. Well, can I be a grateful receiver? Well, thank you, Don. Thank you very much. I appreciate those comments. And really receive it into my heart and be highly responsive to it. Be highly responsive to the kindness received. An unfortunate reality is that kindness received seldom elicits a lingering feeling of gratitude. This was something that was noted by the Buddha more than 2,600 years ago, when he said, these two people are hard to find in the world. Which two? The one who is first to do a kindness, and the one who is grateful and thankful for kindness done. Yes, sometimes it is hard to find one who will do a kindness, and it's even harder to find one who is thankful for a kindness done. I'm having trouble saying this, but it's Thanissaro, the abbot of Metaforce Monastery in San Diego County, explains, in saying that kind and grateful people are rare, the Buddha isn't simply saying a harsh truth about the human race. He's advising you to treasure these people. And when you find them, and more importantly, showing how you can become a rare person yourself. When you find these rare people that express thanks, that express gratitude for a kindness, make a friend of them, stay around them, make them a friend of yours, pick up what they do from them and start doing it yourself. Next, look for the silver lining. Look for the silver lining. Honestly, there's a silver lining in everything. There really is. We just have trouble seeing it. And so, as Martha Creek said, and as Richard Rohr said, stop for a moment, step back, listen and see differently. Listen and see from the Christ consciousness, from the center of your being. And you'll be able to see the silver lining. Train yourself to see a positive in the presence of many negatives. Then gratitude will emerge from even the most challenging situation. Here's a populist Buddhist fable that I found that kind of gives an example of that. A man walking in the hills enjoying exercise in nature when he is confronted by a mountain lion who chases him to the edge of a cliff. With no other option available, the man jumps over and is able to grab onto a vine. He dangles from the bottom, but when he looks down, he sees a bear looking up to him. He's got a mountain lion above him and a bear below him, and he's dangling from a vine. And he dangles from and then the vine continues to hold him, offering some protection from both the mountain lion above and the bear below. When then two mice appear from a burrow on the cliffside, they begin to eat away at the vine. While dangling precariously, the man sees a strawberry growing. He picks it, eats it, and smiles because it is so delicious. There's something going on above me. There's something going on to the right of me and the left of me. There's something going on behind me, but life is good. This strawberry is delicious. I'm going to stop for a moment and find something to be grateful for. I'm going to find the silver lining in it. Find the silver lining today. Stop, look, back up, see it differently. Find the silver lining. And last, almost last but not least, expand your mindfulness. I know it's hard enough for us to keep in our own sense of mindfulness, but to expand it. The Buddhist author Philip Moffat says, if you were asked to make a list of things for which you are grateful, how long would this list be? 20 items? 100? 500? Most likely you would include your health, your mind's ability to function well, family, friends, and freedom. But would it include the basics, like a safe place to sleep, food and medicine? What about for Earth itself, for blue skies, a child's laughter, a warm touch, the smell of spring, the tang of salt, the sweetness of sugar, or that morning cup of coffee? Ah, that morning cup of coffee. Expand your mindfulness to deepen your awareness so that you can more clearly see how many factors work together to make your life possible and pleasant. What factors come together to make your life possible and pleasant? Practice being consciously grateful to your family, friends, teachers, benefactors, and all those who have come before you, who have made it possible for your existence to be comfortable, informed, and empowered. Do yourself a favor. Take a few moments at the end of each day to mentally note the many people who have invisibly served you by providing medicine, by providing shelter, by providing safety, food, and education. Take a moment to be grateful. Expand your mindfulness. And now, last but not least, here we go. You ready? Start each day as a Buddhist monk. Start each day as a Buddhist monk. Many Buddhist monks start each day with this chant of gratitude for the blessings of their life. Join them in this practice every morning when you wake up by reciting the following words of gratitude. With gratitude, I remember the people, animals, plants, insects, creatures of the sky and sea, air and water, fire and earth, and those whose joyful exertion blesses my life every day. With gratitude, I remember the care and labor of 1,000 generations of elders and ancestors who came before me. I offer my gratitude for the safety and well-being I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the blessing of this earth I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the measure of health I have been given, and I offer my gratitude for the family and friends I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the community I have been given, and I offer my gratitude for the teachings and lessons I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the life I have been given. So I offer my gratitude to you today for being here this Sunday, for being a part of this congregation, for being with me here in this ministry. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for Unity Center of Davis, and I'm grateful for love. Thank you for being here. Go forward. Be grateful. Thank you. Have a good day.